Okay, so we have described this assembly in the isometric view, how these parts are assembled. There is a sectional view also available here. So you can see all the parts which are shown earlier, they are assembled and a sectional front view and top view is drawn here. So if you follow the parts, this is on the right side, there was a fork end which was having two sides like this. So the end of the rod was modified in the form of a fork, which you can see here. This is a cylindrical end, then octagonal end, octagonal end, then the square end, then the square shape, which is of size 28. Then the rod is modified into a fork, two sides. So two sides fork. After that there are holes. So this is one hole, this is another hole on the two sides. Then the space between these two ends of the fork is equal to 28 mm, and this single eye end which is there, which has also got a thickness of 28 mm. So this 28 mm exactly occupies the space between these two ends of the fork. So this is the rod on the left side, that is a single eye end, single eye end, single eye end, fork end, and then these three holes which are aligned, one here and one here. The size of the hole is 25 mm. There is a pin of size 25 mm diameter. This pin is going from below. The head of the pin touches here. The remaining part, this part of the pin comes out from the other side, and this part which comes out from the other side, it is covered by a collar, and this collar has got one hole, small hole. This small hole matches with the hole which is there to the pin, and through these two holes this taper pin is passed from here and then from here. So taper pin goes like this, and as a result a joint is formed. You can show this pin like this also, and then you can show partial section for this end of the pin. The rest of the pin need not be shown in section, so that you can show the pin full going inside through the collar and through the main pin. So this taper pin is put like this. Now this main pin will not come out unless and until you remove this taper pin. So the joint is formed. Now this joint is formed with a pin which is cylindrical. So as a result, this will have a circular motion. So if you see with respect to this single eye end, this double eye end or the fork, it can swing like this. It can swing like this. So there is a joint, but still there is a movement possible, and this movement is like this. So curvature or arc kind of movement is possible. So one part is like this, and the other part it can swing like this. There is a joint here, there is a pin put from here, but it can still swing. Something like a hinge of a door, it can form. So this is a pin joint, or it is also called as a knuckle joint. This is called as a knuckle pin, and it is cylindrical in shape. So we have discussed now two types of rod joints. Earlier was a quarter joint, now this is a knuckle joint. In knuckle joint there is a rotation which is possible because of cylindrical pin, and in case of a quarter joint there is no rotation possible, because in case of quarter joint, the quarter pin is a rectangular section quarter pin. So there is no rotation possible, and quarter pin normally works because of the taper, and it is hammered from one side. There are different designs as we have seen. Socketed spigot joint was like this, whereas there is a sleeve joint, quarter joint with a sleeve, where there are two quarters used, and there is no spigot and socket kind of modification given to the ends. Then there was the third type, which was using a jib along with the quarter. The jib function was to provide a taper on the jib and quarter, and no, you don't have to provide a taper to the socket and spigot here. Moreover, this joint, strap joint it is called as, it is open from sides, and this joint is covered by a jib head, so that the jib, two heads of the jib, they are preventing the fork from opening. That is what we have seen. So we have learned three types of quarter joints and one knuckle joint like this in this particular practice sheet. So we are preparing this practice sheet with number as P8, practice sheet number 8, quarter and knuckle joint. It is a freehand, and we have to draw all what is shown on these two pages. This is one page and this is the second page. So whatever is shown, that all we have to draw as a freehand work. So this is practice sheet number 8, which is what we have learned.